one, and then I'm just going to randomly talk about how dogs should not be allowed in television anymore because every time it's always the same thing. He can't train a dog. Now let's fucking kill it,
dude. Oh my god. Okay, so hello. We're talking about WandaVision.
That's going to be like someone's going to look at this video. It's like, oh man, first impressions. I wonder if it's good. Fucking dog piece of shit. And yet we both actually like the show quite a lot.
Yes, we do. Like, yeah, dude. I was just thinking about it before we started, and this is the most in suspense I've been about an MCU product since like Civil War, because you know you don't know what's going to happen, and that's really cool. I love that.
It's insane, and I'm also going to leave you in suspense right now because I made a little teen for us today. I made a little teen.
oh, that's awesome! I love that. Look how happy I am.
Yeah, you're so happy. You get to talk about MCU products you really like.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. So you know me. Like I'm most certainly I would consider myself an MCU critic. Not a hater. I don't hate the MCU. There's a lot I love about it, but good golly,
there's a lot of things wrong with it.
Yeah,
and I'm calling you out as the Nazi you are. You're not allowed to have opinions about the MCU grounded in facts and logic. You're not allowed to have those fucking Nazi-tism. You.
Oh boy, I guess that means. Well, that's funny because you know, like normally I'm a DC movie apologist, but you know, I'm the kind of person like. Yeah, I'm really sad because I wish I had more time for my Wonder Woman 84 review. It's not like harsh or anything, but it's definitely like there are problems with this, and let's talk about them.
Oh man, that's I pray you well because, good God, that movie. Good fucking God, that movie.
It's so okay. I don't think it's like the worst. It's far from the worst, but I think the biggest problem it has is pacing and dialogue. The dialogue is really bad. Like, it's super flowery. It does not sound like it came from a human. It reeks first draft to me.
Kal-El, no.
Oh God, yeah. Man, dude, I'm so excited for the Snyder Cut, though. You know me, I'm super excited. I'm a Snyder fan. I'm not insane, but I do like the guy a lot. So
I do appreciate, like, as much as I don't like the films that he produces because there's a lot of stuff wrong with the DC movies that he touches. There are so many things wrong with it. But I don't hate him as a person. It's just like, it works not so good. But I'm so glad that he finally gets to share his vision. Like, apparently it was too long for theaters and he had the family tragedy and that only supported his cause to leave filmmaking for a while. So I'm just really happy that, hey, we're going to do this thing, and we're just going to see where it goes. I doubt it will make Justice League good, but hey, maybe it will be just a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Even if it's not like fantastic or anything, it'll at least be entertaining. You know, for either the people that love it or the people that hate it. So, but anyway. Let's get back to our topic, WandaVision, which is
we were talking about that.
Excuse me. Yeah. So we were talking right before you started recording about how Wanda finally gets characterization and a personality, which it's really sweet because we get to see, and spoilers, we're going to be spoiling this.
If you're just like, I wonder if we should go by this video to see if we should determine whether the show is good quality, leave. Just go pay $8 a month, go watch Disney Plus. I promise you the first few episodes of this show are really gonna take you in suspense here and be like, whoa, what's going on? What the fuck? I don't want to be the guy that spoils this for you, so go do your thing.
Yeah. And the coolest part about this show is that it has almost completely shifted genre from the rest of the MCU, and I could not be happier.
Yeah, it's like it's no more of that cookie cutter things that the MCU has been really tame with.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have the formula anymore. Now it's like, in this episode we will have a 50s sitcom and a family dinner, and the next one a magic show. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, that magic show. I like the comedy. Okay, the comedy in this show. You know how everybody's like, "Oh, the MCU is all funny." It's really not. Like a lot of the comedy does not land, and a lot of it is shock humor in a lot of ways. But the comedy in this show is it's built up and it's really, really good. Like
it's genuine.
Yeah. Like when he's doing the card trick with the guy, and he's like, "Well, stab your cards then." Like.
I think my favorite joke was it's like the whole show itself. It's like for context here, Wanda and Vision are doing like this town hall magic show, and the only thing they're trying to do is like they're just trying to fit in. However, because they're actually real magic users to these people, they have to somehow use their real magic to make fake magic. Yeah, it's like my favorite bit from it was the piano trick where Vision easily holds a piano, and then everyone's just like, "Whoa, how is he doing that?" And then Wanda turns the piano to cardboard, and then it just cuts to this one guy's like, "Oh, that was my grandmother's favorite piano."
Oh, I missed that part. That's really funny.
It was the guy with the big nose and the stash.
Oh, I like that guy.
Yeah, just see his reaction. That was my grandmother's favorite piano. That killed us on the couch.
Oh man, that must be fun to watch with a group because I binged it all in one day by myself. But I need to watch it with other people because I think it'll be really fun too.
Well, when me, Marshall, and Justin watched it, it was pretty much just a constant barrage of what is this, what's happening, what's going on, and then we come up with theories at the end of the episode. I believe the last session we had was when episode 4 ended. Yes, when at the end of episode 4, we go from all right, who's the cameo going to be? Because we saw that news, and then it was like, yeah. Also, Disney Star Wars is a fucking train wreck. It turned into that.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. I did not get anything spoiled for me for this show, except that there's a Baron von Strucker cameo or a Easter egg, and Darcy's coming back, and I was like, Darcy's coming back.
Yeah, never good. When you have the potential to at least bring the quirky professor or Natalie Portman back, if you choose Kat Dennings, I question some things.
She's like, dude, you know April from Parks and Rec?
Yes.
She's the discount version of that.
I would dare say that's not even like fair to her. I would think that she's like the warm bottle of soda left in the school bleachers version of April.
Oh God, I think I described her as like the forced attempt at humor, the forced dregs attempt at humor left over from the MCU, and they're like, we gotta tie it in somehow. I'm like, no, you do. Listen, okay, here's the thing. It also doesn't make sense with her character because if you look at Thor 1 and 2,
do we have to look at Thor 1 and 2 again?
Well, the fact that I'm bringing up the worst parts of those movies.
No.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's from somebody that like I'm an apologist, but also a hater of both of those films. But with like. In the first movie, she's like, I don't care. I just need these college credits. And it's like, okay. But in this show, she's a legit doctor. Not just any doctor. Like some cosmic physicist doctor. It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
no, like you were volunteering for some rando thing. And you're some, like, oh, gosh.
To review her history, audience, she goes from college intern working in like the most backwater part of what was it, Nevada?
New Mexico.
Oh, New Mexico, my bad. in New Mexico.
Close.
She goes from a college intern that watches Thor do some flashy hammer stuff, and then in the next movie, she helps out Natalie Portman by sticking in tripods. And then the next time we see her, she's a fully fleshed out doctor in cosmic radiate.
He's a fucking PhD. And then the fucking tech jargon. Okay, listen. Again, we love this show. We love this show, but this is the part that we don't like. She's like, oh, I just picked up. Oh, excuse me.
I just picked up cosmic radiation on this thing and the wavelength, yada yada yada, reverse polarization.
It's like fuck off.
Yeah, I've heard better mumble jumbo from Doctor Who.
Yeah. It's just like
that's not a diss. Doctor Who knows how to. Depend on how the actor delivers it, they can make anything sound convincing. With Kat Dennings, though, no.
Yeah, it's just god. And then let's get all the shit that we don't like out of the way. So, okay, when they're like when they retroactively added the Russo brothers post Endgame retcons into the script, where they're like,
oh, Wanda was the closest to defeating Thanos.
Marvel. Listen. These retcons, these if you didn't write it into the film, then it's not real. Okay? Sorry. It ain't real.
And to emphasize that, because now we hate women now, Bovine. I hope you realize that. By having that critique, we automatically hate women. So to provide the context for everyone, the scene is like they're trying to figure out how Wanda is able to control thousands of people and seal off reality with her own reality. And it's like, how is she doing that? Like, she's never had this strength before. And then Kat Dennings says, "Oh well, she was. Oh wait, no. It was the daughter from Captain Marvel. Oh God, Belch. The Captain.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Her name escaped me. Yeah. Oh yeah, she's good. I like her. Although she was better than any character in Captain Marvel. I'm just going to say that right now, child and present form.
Yeah, she was the child actor, and she was the best.
Yeah.
Oof.
But she's like, well, she did almost take down Thanos, and like, wait, almost taking down Thanos. How does that equate to this? That's not transferable. This isn't Dragon Ball.
Yeah. If they go into a fucking like feats debate, and it's so, and it comes out of nowhere, and it's the reason. The reason is because they got to get that quota. They got to get that. Let's suck Captain Marvel's dick quota. Like holy shit.
It's so weird because it's like it again, it's like Thanos. Oh man, you know, if you could take him on, you're pretty strong. But at the same time, that's like, how does that level of power automatically equate to reality bend and shit? Yeah. And then it's like, well, so did Captain Marvel. It's like, wait, what does what does the technicalities of a fight have to do with the technicalities of reality shaping powers based on the mind? What?
Yeah. I just remembered though. I realized why they got into that topic, because it doesn't technically come out of nowhere, but it still kind of does. They got into the topic of Wanda had her powers from the Mind Stone, and Captain Marvel. I hate that every time I say that now, post movie, I get a bad taste in my mouth. This is from somebody that really likes Carol Danvers. Okay, like I have to say Carol Danvers, by the way. Because
we can't say Captain Marvel because she hasn't really been established that far yet, and she's not. We can't call her Brie Larson because, well, she's Brie Larson. So
yeah. It's like you saw Scott Pilgrim, right?
Oh yeah, dude, fucking, this is one of my top 10 movies.
Dude, me too. It's so good.
I am always ready to defend Scott Pilgrim. And yeah, guys, Brie Larson is in the film where she does like a fun job. Like I have no complaints against her acting in that film. However, the character she plays is pretty much a bitch. And that's what we saw from Captain Marvel. And she even assaulted the Dawn.
Yeah, which like that's that's what I was gonna say. Is like, so her character in Scott Pilgrim is amazing. She's really funny. She's actually like I would say she's an underrated comedy actress. But I feel like she didn't get the memo that character was comedy, and then she retroactively is like, or not retroactively. So remove that word from the docket. She's like, oh, I'll just be that character in real life and not realize that character was intentionally over the top bitch. Like, dude,
we're really setting a good example right now of our case that we don't hate women.
I'm sorry, man. Okay, listen, this is also as somebody that really, really was behind her casting. What is that? Who's that guy?
It's the Don, the guy that Captain Marvel brutally assaulted.
Oh God! Oh, they call him the Don.
Yeah. Dude, don't mock the Don. He is a saint. Did you know that, he helps the orphanage every day? And when his wife told him before she died, hey, maybe you should smile more. Maybe you should try to get other people to smile.
That's so funny. That scene comes out of, like, no one says that to another human. Not even the most alpha male pieces of garbage. I have yet to meet, and I've met a lot of shitty people in my life, but I've never met somebody quite that douchey.
To quote one man named Rags, or one doggo named Rags, I wish the Don would ask me for a ride.
He has a cool motorcycle, let's just say. And then, sadly, the Funko Pop does not feature him, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I would buy that. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah, I'm happy Monica is in the show, though. I think she's a much more competent character. She immediately has a more interesting backstory because she doesn't have amnesia, or an anime flashbacks. God.
I like how we're just like, oh yeah, we're talking about WandaVision. We like this show, and then it's like, oh well, we do have to address the elephant in the room. That there's a bad Thor side character, and there's a character from Captain Marvel who's thankfully not from the movie Captain Marvel. In a way, she's much better than she was in that movie. The only character that escaped that movie unharmed.
Which one was that? Oh, Monica? Or
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They did the mom dirty. They did that mom dirty.
They really did. Yeah.
It's like you have in Captain Marvel this woman, Captain Marvel's best friend, and she's like, I'm gonna start S.W.O.R.D. from the ground up. We don't even see her, like, we don't even see, like, here's where she is now. No, literally, like, the next time we hear from her in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is when she died off screen from what, cancer, was it?
Yeah, fucking can't. Also, where did she get the cancer?
We don't know.
Like,
it's a thing. It's a cancer thing, Bovine.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? That might be this is kind of a reach, but that might be a reference to the original Captain Marvel who did die of cancer, the male one from the comics. Which he's one of the few characters that's never come back. So at least he can. At least he can rest.
Yeah.
And not see.
It's like, man. Yeah, they did her dirty. It's just like, wow, Captain Marvel's best friend, sidekick, one of the main characters, saved the Earth. Next time we see her, cancer. It's just like, okay.
Also, she didn't get that much characterization in Captain Marvel. Which isn't a bad thing. Well, it is kind of a bad thing because the problem with that movie is they expect you to have these emotional connections to these characters that have emotional, like, connections off screen. Like, they don't build the characters on screen. They're like, it's like the Last Jedi thing where they're like, oh, you, the audience, can fill in the gaps. And it's like, no. You have to.
And it's not only that, but it's also the fact that, like, remember when she's explained to Captain Marvel, it's like, you're the strongest, bravest, the toughest, greatest woman I ever know. It's like, wow, you told us that. It sure would be great if we saw anything that backed that up. It's like they explain it, they never tell, or they never show it. They just tell us why she's so good, or why this makes sense. It's like, well, show it, please. Do something.
Yeah. You know what my favorite kind of person is? Is somebody that talks at me.
Yeah. Bovine, you should really watch Dragon Ball Super because it's the strongest, bravest, best series, and the original Dragon Ball, it doesn't hold a candle to Dragon Ball Super anymore. You can apply that kind of logic to anything.
Yeah. Well, let's get back to WandaVision. Let's talk about something we actually like. I'm sorry for taking off topic.
No, it's very important that we actually get this out. And to viewers that know me, we tend to go off the rails all the time. This shouldn't be anything new.
But I'm not gonna lie. So again, spoilers just in case. But I was kind of hoping. I knew it wasn't gonna be this, but I was unironically enjoying it as a sitcom. I don't like sitcoms. I like watching them with other people, but they play off each other so well. And I'm not just talking about like their romance because they have great comedy together. They're just a great duo, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's like I remember when everyone was calling out, and rightfully so, how sometimes stilted their acting can be. At times in the MCU, but then seeing this, it's like, wow, no, this is why they're actors. I don't ever want to hear anyone say, they can't act ever again. They're really something else. And this actually might lead into I do have one thing that I do not like about this show, and it leads perfectly to my hot take here.
Sure. Yeah.
I am a fan of the sitcom genre. Well, not what they did with the sitcoms.
Yeah.
The stuff in the real world is
yeah. Yeah. Well, especially when Darcy came in, like it reeks MCU. It really does.
It doesn't even like, and to be more specific, it's like their response to this WandaDome is baffling, to say the least.
I'm curious what you mean.
So what they do is that they try like every day some new tactics, some like over the top antic. It's like, all right, let's send a guy through a manhole and see what happens. Let's send a drone in with a missile. And it's like, so the smartest thing that they did was they sent someone on the inside to infiltrate. They didn't count on Monica to be like automatically hexed as soon as she entered in. But it's just like, why not, like, if you're really trying to affect like, or to test what's being affected in the world, why not just like grab a shovel, stick it in the rift, and then pull it out and see like, is it harmful? Let's check the energy readings on this device, on this shovel that we just threw in there, and then pulled it back out. What's going on here? Have we tried any penetrating defenses? Like, it's their response to all of this. It's like, oh, what's up?
It's a little extreme. Like, let's send an actual living man in there.
Well, in some regard, yes. Not only is like it's like they're doing these things that are just like okay, interesting, but it's like you could probably get the same results if you just tried like different tactics or more reconnaissance. Not let's just send people in for the sake of making us question what's happening. Like honestly, for 2 episodes, I was wondering, or Justin was wondering, wait, why is there a man in like a beekeeping outfit? Right. And it took us 2 episodes to be like, oh, it was a guy they sent in through the dome, through the manhole. It's like, oh, wait, so this was their first real attempt aside from sending in Monica? This was their first attempt? Yeah. I feel like that's plan E, not A through D. Do reconnaissance, send some drones in. Or, well, there was one drone shown, but it's just like, maybe you should keep trying it with every new episode because, hey, as each episode goes on, the technology improves, and you should try adapting to that. It takes until episode 5 for them to realize, like, oh no, it's not working. We're gonna try lethal force now.
Right. That was okay. So that's something that I'm a little weirded out by is the current director of Sword, right?
He's a bigot.
Okay. So here's the thing. So when we first meet him, he's like really a cool guy. Like he's not. I don't mean like the coolest guy ever, but I mean like pretty chill, right?
Yeah, he's like an understanding human being. I'm like, oh, cool. This is why you're the director, I guess.
Yeah. And then the next scene, or like the briefing where he's talking to Jimmy Woo or whatever, is like, so she doesn't have a name, no code name or whatever. He's like, nah. I didn't exactly get. I thought he was trying to say that Jimmy Woo was like forced to forget the name Scarlet Witch and that he remembered, or something.
Nope. It's just like apparently he doesn't like the idea of Wanda being a hero. By the sound of it, because he's like Jimmy makes the introduction like, this is Wanda Maximoff, and here she was experimented on. She had this happen to her. Her parents were killed. It's like, side note, she was also radicalized by Hydra. It's like, okay.
and then like as if that wasn't heavy-handed enough to be like, this guy's a meanie. Was then Jimmy Woo goes over to Darcy and Darcy's like, yeah, he's a dick. It's like, thanks. Like,
I needed that. I needed to know that he had problems. And it's also going to lead to his death because, well, here's the thing. They already figure out, like, early on that Wanda is controlling everything.
Yeah.
And the director's response is, all right, lethal force. That'll certainly save the thousands of people she has hostage.
That was
Yeah, Monica and Jimmy Woo had the right idea. They need to appeal to her humanity because, well, she was a fucking Avenger.
Yeah.
And she deserves some respect because, hey, if you go through her history files, guess what? She didn't have a good life even as an Avenger. She's been mentally unstable for as long as we know her. And her response is to just like, let me try your violent tactics.
Yeah. Well, not to mention, like, it's always weirded me out about the MCU because they initially wanted to go the Ultimate Comics route where the government brings them together, right? Which, yeah, like I personally am not a fan of that. It does make sense in a real world sense for the government to be involved with something like that, but they don't stick to that. And by the second movie, they're just them, like they're just there, like they're off on their own, and the government has no say, even though the government like had say. like this is a government team. So and then they're like, and then in Civil War they're like, you guys need to be held accountable. It's like, but what you guys formed them. Like, did you just kind of let them have free reign? Like, that's a bit of a, I would say that's a bit of a plot hole in the overall MCU that they didn't stick to that. It's strange.
But it is.
Yeah.
And I can't help but just keep going back. It's like, God damn, oh God, yeah, like it. I think some people may have forgotten this, but yeah, Wanda doesn't have a good life.
No,
ever.
Yeah.
Like she was 14. She was radicalized by Hydra, experimented on because of them, and that's how that led to the radicalization in the first place. She was like this slave to Hydra.
Yep.
She teamed up with Ultron, and instead of like trying to, in her eyes, with her Hydra-inspired eyes, to save the world, she kind of unintentionally joined a plan to wipe out all of humanity. And she then lost her brother, and then she joined the team. But even when she was like a recognized hero, she kind of bombed the building by accident, but it was still her fault, which led to the creation of the Sokovia Accords. And because of Wanda's actions in the first place, the Avengers are split in two, and then she tries to hide out with Vision. And what happens to Vision? Vision wants to get killed by Wanda herself.
Yeah, fuck.
and watch him get fucking forehead crushed, and then she weaves, and then she vanishes from existence, and then when she's brought back, she tries to tackle Thanos, and then she goes to Sword headquarters after like a scene with Hawkeye at the very end of Endgame. She's like, I'm going to live my own life, blah 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 blah, and then she literally storms the building, takes Vision, and then reanimates his corpse and then lives a life. She is not mentally stable. Like,
No.
she has never been stable, and I think people really need to get on board
either. Like, she definitely needs to. Well, yeah, because she's been seen as a weapon like her entire life, pretty much. Even when she didn't have powers, like you said, she was radicalized. So, yeah.
This is me, Justin. I pure and truly think that, like, by the end of this, she's going to be a full-on villain. And that's going to lead into like Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness, because I feel like she's really going to let go, and that's going to cause the multiverse shit to happen. Doctor Strange is going to need to come in, and Scarlet Witch would be like the villain or something. Lead into Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Man, that movie's going to be fucking crazy. Like, I feel like it's every other day I'm like hearing about some new actors getting brought into that movie. The next Spider-Man. But so I think that is really cool that she is becoming a villain. She is a little bit more interesting as a villain, I would say, because, you know, an unstable character makes sense as a villain. Because in a way it's not their fault, but at the same time it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, it's not your fault. It's not any one person's fault. It's just been the fault of the world. Look at Killmonger. For as many things that are wrong about him, he is a product like that.
Yes, yeah. I mean, his actions are still his own, and he needs to be held accountable for them. And same with Wanda. But it's just, what was it? The missile thing. I was like, his intention apparently was to blow her up, not tranquilize her,
and we don't see anything about that. We don't even see the missile fire.
Yeah,
it took the second viewing. It took the second viewing to figure out, oh, they just never got the chance to fire.
Yeah, which oh boy, yeah. when her eyes glowed red, at first I was like, wait a minute, this isn't her. Like because I know this is a fan theory. That Mephisto is involved.
Oh no.
That's an interesting theory because it makes sense. His whole shtick is the deal with the devil is I'll give you everything you want, you do something for me in return. Or like you do whatever I want and then I get your soul. So that would explain her power boost. Also, her kids are comics wise are fragments of his soul. It's weird.
oh wow, I had something else entirely like thought out. I was like, oh, I thought they're like reflections of her subconscious.
That is possible. That would make sense.
That's the same thing I have with Quicksilver, because he only spawns in after Vision confronts him about that. It only happens after she's confronted, and I feel like she is so desperate to hold on to something. She's so desperate to have someone not question anything that she picked the memory of her brother, because Age of Ultron already proved this. Quicksilver does anything and everything for the safety of his sister, so why wouldn't the memory of Quicksilver be on board with obedient servitude to Wanda?
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I'm excited to see what they'll do because, especially with the, I'm sure you're aware, but the kids, her kids are eventually reincarnated as well. One of them is memorable, the other is not. They're Speed and Wiccan. So.
I did not know that actually. Interesting.
You know who those are, right?
Yeah. I've read some comics, and those said comics have had those characters. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Who are they? And now I know.
Yeah. So they're not the. So this show is heavily, I would say heavily inspired by House of M. which
Oh
do you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should definitely give context though, because I am dead set on if my Doctor Strange thing doesn't pan out, it's fucking House of M, and it's going to lead to like the extinction of superheroes or some shit. But you take the stage. I think you have more knowledge of House of M than me anyway.
All right. Well, yeah. So, but you have an idea. So yeah, exactly. So the House of M was essentially Wanda gave everybody their perfect life. So oddly enough, there's a tie-in comic. I think it's a tie-in comic, or maybe it's just an issue of House of M for Carol Danvers. And in Carol Danvers' perfect, okay, this is the early 2000s. In Carol Danvers' perfect world, he is a well-known superhero.
I knew that was the joke you were reading because I do remember reading that issue when it came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, how sweet. And then I remember nowadays because someone made a joke about that. Like, I forget who did it, but there was like this really funny edit of after Captain Marvel coming out and it like really bombing with a lot of people and a lot of people did not like her character. Someone made an edit of her looking at a book and it's that same tie-in issue of her being a well-known hero with Brie Larson smiling afterwards. And I'm like,
that's really funny. Dude, she deserves so much better. Like, she's never been like the coolest character ever, but that's fine. Like, I'm okay with her being a supporting character. Supporting characters are important.
like War Machine.
Yeah.
Falcon. Now he's going to be the main star. Winter Soldier. Now he's going to be the main star. It's not bad.
Yeah, and I'm very excited because I've always liked Rhodey a lot more than Tony. I think just because he has a good head on his shoulders. And I've always respected that. And with Falcon, I like a lot, and I really have a lot of respect for Anthony Mackie as an actor. So I'm very excited for that. But with WandaVision, House of M. So the idea was that she basically warped reality so that she could have the perfect life. She had her kids and everything. She kidnapped Charles Xavier to basically mind wipe everybody into this, this illusion of their own perfect realities. And the only person that remembered was Wolverine, who runs around and he's like waking everybody up. And there was a lot of cool stuff that came out of that. Like he actually remembered his entire past. But that's after the fact. But then at the end of the comic, Magneto is like, in her perfect world, Magneto is the king of the world. And then she's like, because everything's crumbling down. I'm getting it all mixed up. But eventually she's just like, all right, fuck it, no more mutants. And everybody's like, oh shit. And so the entire multiverse population of mutants goes down to 200 people. And that was actually a editorial mandate because there had been so many mutants in Marvel Comics that they're like, all right, fuck it. Only the most popular get to keep their powers. And which led into cool stories. But yeah.
I have my own issue because of House of M. It turned Cyclops into an even bigger dick than usual. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Wait, are you a big Cyclops fan?
I mean, I was, but then after House of M and how he was treated, and like I used the Avengers versus X-Men crossover a lot. Anything to prove how Cyclops is a fucking douchebag. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him anymore.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's interesting because he kind of became Magneto in a way.
I liked it better when he was Magneto. I liked it when Magneto was Magneto, not fucking Cyclops.
Yeah. And thankfully, Magneto's kind of getting back to his roots in the most recent years. But the fucking inhuman death of X-Men, where the Inhumans, like where Marvel was like, oh, we'll replace them with the Inhumans, and we'll literally kill off our comic X-Men, and it's like,
Yeah, everyone was really ready to replace characters like Wolverine, Kitty Pryde, Emma Frost,
Night-
Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Black Bolt and Medusa.
And Crystal, the Avatar. She's literally the Avatar. Like, but anyway, yeah. So I love the characterization in the show. It's cool that Vision is, he's actually coming out of this, like he actually has free will. He just wasn't aware of it up till this point.
Yeah, I fucking love my favorite scene is in episode 5 where Vision like has that argument with Wanda, and it's like you really feel like the anger and the fear Vision has, and what gets to me is like, oh yeah, he doesn't remember anything before we went to Westview. He's only been alive, and according to the show, 9 days.
Yeah, well, not to mention like even if we're talking like his entire like lifespan in the MCU, that's 6 years.
Yeah.
Actually, no, because there's the time skip.
Oh wait, has it? No. Wait. 2015. He lived 3 years. Yeah, only 3 years.
Okay. Poor guy. Jeez. Yeah. Wanda lets him young. But just kidding. I didn't mean it. Are you still there?
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh. Yeah, that was really cool because you never really saw anger from Vision because he's a robot. So, and I love how much emotion he carries in this show. It's really heartwarming. Like when they were in their beds, and then they hear the banging on the window, and he hides under the covers. And I was like, yeah. It was actually really cute. Yeah. It's kind of interesting because while I love the sitcom aspect, it's interesting that it's almost a commentary on how fake that kind of reality is.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And whenever the wall, like that fourth wall, whenever things don't come into play, don't play out the way Wanda does, it all the music stops. That corny music, it all stops. The camera angles change from time. It goes to our current filming techniques.
Yeah, widescreen.
Oh, well, my favorite example was in episode 1. Every single filming technique, every way they shot the show was in the way of 50s, like the way 50s sitcoms were aired on TV. And then when, and I forget her name, but fuck it, when Kitty from that 70s show starts asking Wanda, and as well as her husband, when they start asking, Wanda, where are you from? What's going on? Explain. The camera angle suddenly changes from the 50s filming techniques to our current filming techniques.
Yeah.
You don't have the 3-shot structure anymore. It now goes into just, again, modern filming techniques. And that's oh, that's really cool. That's her reality. The reality of that show is starting to break down.
Yeah.
It's so unnerving. Every time it's unnerving, it's what are we going to do? And also, before I forget to say it, I feel like Agnes is the big villain in this show.
I agree. Yeah.
She knows too much, and there's also the fact that in episode 5, she is the only one that seems completely on board with the sitcom aspect.
Yeah, you want me to do another take? And it was like,
yes, you want me to start from the top? I'm
it was scary. That was scary. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, man, that was awkward. But yeah, maybe she's Mephisto.
So there's this was a theory way back when one of the trailers dropped, when she had a witch hat, and people are like, oh shit, she's Agatha Harkness. But the thing about comic Agatha Harkness is she's not a bad guy. She's a traditional witch in literally has a pot that she stews and stuff. She's a survivor of those Salem witch trials, and she's a real witch.
Meh, fuck witches. Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, Banjo-Kazooie taught me to never trust a witch.
Hey, man, I've tried. It's pretty good. But anyway, so I don't know. Have you seen that Game Over screen? I'm just saying, man.
Alternate reality.
but yeah, so she actually has like a huge part in the comics. Like she's the she helped Sue Storm give birth to Franklin Richards, and I think she was like his nursemaid and stuff. But so that's why I'm like, but it's possible because she's also served as a mentor to Wanda before. So yeah, so it's possible there'd be a neat twist. I mean, the MCU's done that with classic characters before, like Vulture, which was, I think, a heck of a lot better than his comic version.
Oh yeah, and so much better. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, man, I loved that movie, and I
don't get why people hate it. I don't get why people hate it.
People didn't like Homecoming.
Oh, dude, people despise that movie.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Man, I've not heard that. Most people I know are, well, I guess I hang out with a lot of college chicks, so.
You know what? I'm gonna pull up a clip actually, and I will prove this point real quick. But let's just keep talking in the meantime about that because it's gonna take me a hot minute to find it.
Okay. So yeah, like, and I think I mentioned this before on versus CBR, but two of my favorite movies ever are both the Amazing Spider-Man films. They have their problems, especially two, but I still love them, and I think they do a really good job with pretty natural sounding dialogue for the most part. And I felt that Homecoming was that perfect, like, spiritual successor in a way. Like when Peter's talking to Liz in the hallway, and he's like, I gotta get to detention, and he's like, it's actually this way. Like it was cute, and it felt a little bit more real than a lot of MCU dialogue does. So yeah, I did not feel the same about the second movie. I do not care for that one. Yeah, how do you feel about the second movie? I'm curious.
I liked it. Yeah, I haven't seen it since theaters.
Same.
But I remember liking it. I remember having fun. Of course, having fun doesn't mean it's objectively good, but yeah. I thought it was fine. I don't remember having that many issues. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal absolutely crushed it, though.
No, yeah. So yeah, in terms of the acting, I think he did a good job. In terms of the writing of his character, like halfway, he becomes like a mustache twirling villain where he like threatens his own staff with a gun, and I'm like, whoa, okay. Like I hate that trope so much of the big bad mastermind threatening his minions with death. I hate that. They'd be like, all right, fuck it, I'm leaving. I'm gonna get a better job. Like, I just hate that stuff. It just makes them feel like he's like, do you remember Red Death from Venture Bros?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Cut out there for a second. What was that?
Oh, do you remember Red Death from Venture Bros?
Oh yeah, yes. Fucking anytime we can talk about Venture Brothers and Red Death gives me life.
He's the best. The fact that he's played by freaking Clancy Brown is so good.
It's not over, Sonny.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, he's like, the reason he works as that evil mustache twirling villain is because, like, where he's like, you've got to separate your real life from the costume life, and then he's like, the best part about the classic villain is that you could just have the train, and it didn't take that much money, and like,
it's like, what really made it work was the ticket noise. Listen,
I love that. Oh man, I have a feeling one day we'll get a last season, but okay.
So this is to help illustrate. This is just a fun little topic that I always play to myself when someone doesn't like Homecoming and they explain something wrongly, because unfortunately that is a thing I see with like the MCU Spider-Man. When people want to diss on him, they kind of get their information wrong. So I'm just gonna let this clip play for itself, and you will see what I mean. And the reaction is perfect.
I get frustrated that people hate Homecoming. You're really not taking advantage of all the effort they put into the script to explain all of the things that happen in it. One of the things I was impressed with.
But then it never deals with this whole idea that like there's this weapon smuggling operation going on. Like we're using alien tech to
Spider-Man literally stops it.
Or what? Yeah, he does, but against Tony Stark's like urging, against Tony's advice.
Yeah, but Tony's recommending that they deal. No, Tony recommended that the police take care of it.
But then that's never touched upon. Like he never just notifies the police and then deals with it.
Yes, he does. He calls the FBI and they turn up on the ship, and that's part of why Spider-Man fucked up.
Does he?
Yes. Yeah, this is part of why people hate this movie for no fucking reason.
Hang on.
Tony literally says to Peter, I did listen, I did care, he called the FBI. Fucking piece of fucking...
Man, I don't think I've seen Mahler get like that pissed with somebody.
It's with Critical Drinker too, but it's just like, yeah, when people mess up that much about information from the film, that's like that not only applies to Spider-Man, that pretty much applies to anything that I like, take the time to read up on and make sure it's all good objectively. That's why. One more thing, when I see like defenses about One Piece Stampede and how that movie is so good, it's like, okay, what makes it really good? And then I like one defense I saw from someone who I talked to was like, oh, it made me feel this way. I'm like, okay, that's feeling. What about the film itself?
Yes. Yeah. I like a lot of stuff that the majority despises. For example, I love The Legend of Spyro, right? Like, I love Batman versus Superman. I love the Amazing Spider-Man films. These are things that culturally, it's almost like you are not allowed to, in a way.
It's true. I will give you this though: Batman v Superman is objectively the strongest of the DCEU films that I have seen. It has the least things wrong with it, but my God, that's still not an impressive bar for me. But I know why. I can see why you would like that. I can see why.
Because he's a nerd. No.
Fucking nerd. Yeah, I bet you watch those films. Fucking nerd.
No. So one of these days, because I do legitimately want to get into a debate about like Batman versus Superman in particular, because there have been things that I like that like I mentioned, Legend of Spyro. That is a series that has so much flaws in it. And despite my emotional investment in it over the past couple of years, I've been like, yeah, like they don't hold up. So, but with Batman versus Superman, I've watched that movie so many times, and like I do see flaws in it, but not nearly as many as like it's purported to be, I guess. But so I need to make like an actual script or like something.
Do it. Embrace the lawn, man. Do 75 pages of objective analysis.
You're at school right now. Oh fuck. I'm getting there, but we'll figure it out. But anyway, with what were we talking? Oh, Spider-Man. That's right. Yeah, Homecoming holds up so well. Yeah, let's see. What other topics on WandaVision should we cover? Oh, yes. So I love that it's going through the time periods of the sitcom. That's such a fun idea.
It is, and it makes me. I think my favorite thing is like when Darcy explains, it's like, what's going to happen when Vision finds out that it's not real? I'm like, wait, my real question is, what's going to happen when they run out of fucking time periods?
Right? Yeah, I was like, are they just going to stick with like the now, or are they going to do like Jetsons Future? Because I would be down for Jetsons Future. That'll be fun.
That'd be funny. Or it's like maybe like a. Oh my God!
Oh, what? What do you think?
I kind of hope they do this. I kind of hope there's a second season now because of this. So let's say, like, if for whatever reason this whole story isn't resolved by episode 9 of this, like There's only 9 episodes of this, if I remember right.
I never thought about that, but yeah, there might be a season 2.
If there is a season 2, if for whatever reason this story isn't solved and taken care of by the end of the first season, I kind of want season 2 to start in the 50s again, but it's treated like a reboot.
Oh, dude, that's genius! Oh my god, that'd be funny. That'd be funny.
Or, no, don't do the 50s. Treat it like an animated reboot.
Dude, you have no idea how happy that would make me. And that brings up something that I thought of just a second ago, is I love that they have different intros every season. Yeah. And it fucking, like, the nostalgia just hits me like a goddamn wave. And oh my god, my favorite one is the animated one. The animated one, oh, I love it so much.
Yeah, there's a lot of effort put into the sitcoms, and again, my one giant issue is like, man, I wish that same technical care was placed inside the real MCU world when it comes with this, because my lord, I do think there are many things wrong. Like the real life stuff isn't that very good. It makes me just want to be like, can we go back to the sitcom world, because that's where the story's happening.
Yeah, and like even if it wasn't her fractured mental state, it's still interesting. Like you could go either way and it's still good. But yeah, that's like when it went to the real world, I was like and then
or did tie in everything. It's like it does explain the manhole and the radio waves. Actually, the radio wave, reaching out to Wanda through radio waves, I think that was like the best way to try to reach Wanda. Not let's send people into the dome in disguises and pop out of her next to her house. Tism.
Also, like one little thing was like, did he just have bees around him because he looked like a bee guy?
It's so weird.
Like did she accidentally create the bees? Like, not the bees.
I do like this is a pro and con of this whole thing you just mentioned, because I wasn't sure how I could tie this in, but I like how the props, everything in the world, automatically changes to the time period Wanda's envisioning. So with Monica, when she was propelled out of the dome, it turns out that her clothes were just warped into like those 70s clothes, and it was originally her bullet vest. I'm like, oh, so it's like transmutation from Fullmetal Alchemist. That's pretty cool. But then you see the beekeeper, like, wait, so were the bees created out of molecules? What?
Yeah, it's that was a little it was strange. I was kind of wondering. It's cool because when the show started out, I couldn't tell if she was doing this. Like I knew she was involved, but I thought like she was trapped, and that
really?
Like what I thought was like maybe Hydra got a hold of her again, and that's why Hydra was in the commercials, and then like the reason Sword was in there, or like, the Sword helicopter got in there is because they're like trying to free her. But that's the cool thing about this show, is that it keeps you in suspense and you don't know what's going to happen.
I honestly thought that she was in control, because from episode 1, when that husband is choking on his food, Katie turns over to Wanda. She stares and is like, "Stop him! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!"
Oh, that was scary. Yeah. Man, it's cool because it's blended so many genres, and successfully for the most part. So I think my favorite part is the magic show. Like when he eats the gum and it has the 60s illustration of it gumming up his ears.
Yeah,
and then she gets it out and he's like. And he's like, "Oh, it was just gumming up my gears." And he's like, "I'm not as funny without it, am I?" Just like, no.
I was shocked that he just never used his power to reach in and grab the gum.
Right? Yeah. That was funny.
That was like that's a plot hole, but it's like it's whatever. It probably messed with his phase and abilities. So we do have confirmed things that stops Vision from using his phase abilities.
That's true.
a wad of gum, and a giant scythe from an alien warlord.
That was weird. That was so weird. So I guess going to this is something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but with Infinity War and Endgame, we can, I guess, assume that the weapons that Thanos and company have are potentially vibranium, because we know vibranium came from outer space.
It's potential.
Yeah, so because I mean, like, Thanos' sword cuts through freaking
anything.
Yeah, well, which I hate that sword. I just let him have his powers for fuck's sake. It would look so much cooler.
No, it's cooler with a sword, Bovine. Have you ever watched Animu before?
I have watched. Yeah.
Do you even watch Trunks from Durgan Bells? You fucking racist.
Next time on Dragon's Ball Pay, Vegeta and Goku, they got the Dragon Balls that they're gonna fight. I hope they don't hit each other too hard.
They said that Android Free will be the end of all of us. Wait, I do want to mention real quick that it's so good that I get to watch a good superhero show, because unfortunately, and you being the DC fan know this all too well, that unfortunately the only other show we have is Batwoman.
CW, go fuck yourself, please.
Actually, they could fuck themselves for everything they did. I was honestly on board with what they were doing. Sure. There was a lot of quality dips over the years, but I always held faith that they would at least do Green Arrow justice. And then Crisis on Infinitisms happened, and I hated everything.
See,
Justin knows this all too well. If you ask him, literally when the final episode aired, I literally spent an hour yelling in his room about how bullshit everything was.
Dude, I think I dropped off of the Arrowverse after season 1 of Flash, and that wasn't because I disliked it. That was just because it wasn't on Netflix at the time, the second season. But I think that's a good thing, because I was already starting to realize something about the Flash. Is that every single episode was solved with "Run, Barry, run," and
hallway talks.
Yeah, dude, holy shit! Like, let's look at Justice League the animated series, for example.
Oh, perfect! Love this.
Yeah, so like that and Justice League, which I would argue Justice League Unlimited is better. But in both those shows, the cool thing about the Flash is that his super speed can't get him out of everything. That's like, and they've gone a little full anime with the Flash, where they're like, he can do anything with his powers because Speed Force, and it's like, I like the idea of the Speed Force, but it's wearing thin, my dude. It's getting old, and that was like, when he can just run fast, it's cooler, like limitations are fun,
Fuck you, CW.
Yeah, I dropped off of Arrow so fast because I realized immediately, I'm like, this is supposed to be a Batman show, but they couldn't get Batman, so.
Oh, well, what they did was, I thought, was still pretty good TV. Seasons 1 through 2 are something that I still adore.
Oh, yeah.
And plus, they do have Manu Bennett as motherfucking Deathstroke, and I will never take that for granted.
Yeah. Doesn't he have he dresses up to music or something?
Oh, there's like, whenever he puts on the mask and the suit, whenever you see him, the music goes boom. Which kind of works because it is Manu Bennett, and I don't like that.
What else is he in? I'm curious.
Shit, it's been so long. I'm pretty sure he was in Spartacus, if I remember right. Yeah. Oh, I for some reason I thought he's in Gladiator. No, not fucking Gladiator. The other Spartacus. Yeah, Spartacus.
The show.
Let me pull up his film history real quick here.
Okay, the show that keeps getting recommended to me for all the wrong reasons.
Yep, Spartacus, Gods of the Arena. He is also in the things I haven't heard of before.
Okay.
I do remember him for Spartacus, and Manu Bennett. Fuck yes, yeah. I would kiss him. I hug him. I fuck him. I touch him.
He's motherfucking Deathstroke, my dude. He has infinite endurance. So that he didn't have powers in that show though initially, right?
So how the Deathstroke in the comics, for all of you wondering, he was like pretty much Captain America, but Australian and a mercenary.
Was he Australian?
Manu Bennett is an Arrow. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, dude, he's like 90s or 80s Wolverine.
But it's just like he was like failed Captain America. And he was, super strong, literally evil Captain America. There you go, assassin Captain America. Yeah. And in the Arrowverse, what they did was that they stuck him with like this thing called the Miracle drug, which initially everyone thought it killed him, but he came back with like super strength and regeneration to be a little more comic accurate. But because of that, he was actually OP for the show at that time. But for when he comes back, boy, does he come back. I wish he would just strap me down and kill me.
Well, I mean, he could be elaborate with it if you want. Like, this is your fantasy, my dude. So,
God, just draw your sword out and stare at me with your one eye, you Australian hunk of meat. My girlfriend is going to love me talking about this shit if she ever watches this video.
That'll be funny. Oh God, but yeah, no, I really, speaking of good superhero shows, I've been really meaning to actually finish Daredevil because I only watched a couple episodes from both season 1 and 2, and I really liked what I saw. But
go for it, finish it up. It's good. Season 3, it's not really much of a cliffhanger. Like you could tell that they wanted to tell more stories, but season 3 does end off on a really, really strong note.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, well, it was cool because this was a couple years ago. I went to a Phoenix Comic-Con or something like that, and he was there, and I got to see them interview him, and it was like right after the announcement of the cancellation of the show, and he was like, yeah, obviously I can't talk about the specifics, but they were going to do more with the show, but yeah, who knows, maybe whatever, like
it fucking sucks.
Yeah. Well, I remember because I was in the audience, I was watching this, and then later online I found an article that was talking about it, and in the article was like, and Charlie Cox said with tears in his eyes he was practically about to burst, and I was like,
no.
I was there. I was literally there. No. Like, and it was cool because Tom Hiddleston crashed his panel and was like, yeah, we're gonna be in a play together, and I was like, ah! Yeah, it was cool. Did you ever see the movie Stardust?
No.
Okay, so that's a 2008 movie, I think. It's like a pure fantasy movie. It's fantastic, but Charlie Cox is the main character, and he's like fighting for this woman's love or whatever, and his rival is motherfucking Henry Cavill. It's so good. He has like
shit.
He has like this curly ginger mustache. Henry Cavill does. It's so good. I love that movie. But yeah, back to your regularly scheduled Back to your regularly scheduled.
Oh yeah, we were talking about WandaVision.
We have such a bad habit.
Did we cover? Is there anything else to cover though? I don't know. There's only like 5 episodes of like 20-minute episodes.
Yes. So there was one thing that I'm sure CBR or some other website has also found this Easter egg, but in the animated intro, when Wanda is like, she's at like the grocery store or whatever. Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the background there are 2 advertisements, and one of them I did not catch initially what it was, but I saw the name and I was like, that's something. That's got to be something. So, and it's a milk brand, and it says Bova. So,
Bova.
So yeah, this is a fucking Marvel deep dive. For all y'all who aren't familiar with how fucking nuts comics get, Bova is the anthropomorphic cow foster mother of Wanda and Quicksilver.
Oh my god, I do remember that biography.
Yeah. So, yeah, she came from the High Evolutionary. So, if you don't know who that is, Spider-Man Unlimited. Take a quick peek at that. You'll get a general idea.
Maybe you don't want to take a quick peek after what you just heard.
Hey man, I'm sure some in your audience will enjoy that. But listen, I'm a cow man myself, but no, not my type. Sorry.
Yeah. You don't like giving birth to humans. You only like giving birth to horses. I understand.
Oh dear. Oh.
Sometimes you get frisky and you birth seahorses.
And if you want to take a ride on the wild side. Oh God, yeah.
Oh, I guess that is a thing I want to touch upon. I love the commercials.
Yeah.
The very first episode, there was it was the toaster commercial, but the sound it made was Tony Stark's Iron Man suit.
Yeah, right.
And I think there's like deeper meaning because it's a device with a Tony Stark noise coming out. I'm like, is that connected because Wanda was part of the Avengers? Wait a second. Wanda was never really part of the Avengers when Tony was on the same team.
That's true.
On opposite sides. And then I thought, wait, when was she with the Tony Stark device? Oh, that's right. The last time she was with the device that had an Iron Man sound, it was when she and her brother were sitting in front of a Tony Stark missile waiting to die.
Yeah. It was cool. Ulti actually pointed that out to me. I forgot about that. Which a really, really cool Easter egg. I like that a lot. And yeah, the fact that they've just fucking mastered those commercials from that time era. Because a while ago I watched this old game show with my family, and it was like we're sponsored by this soap or this cough medicine or whatever, and they have like those kinds of illustrations and the same pacing and everything. So they've done their research. It's very genuine, and I love that.
And I don't know if I'm going to sound silly.
Oh, go for it. I sound silly all the time.
I think my favorite commercial was the Lagos one, the paper towel one, only because Lagos is the city that got bombed in Civil War when Wanda tried saving everyone, but she ended up bombing the building with Crossbones, I think his name was. Yeah, with Crossbones. Do you remember that scene from Civil War near the very start?
I do. That was another thing that Ulti pointed out to me because I saw that and I was like, Lagos has got to be something. But my pride got the better of me, and I was like, no, I need to know this. I'm not going to look it up. But
I remember because I recently watched Civil War with the girlfriend, and we loved it. But as soon as I saw, it's like, wait, a Lagos commercial, and it shows a mess being cleaned up.
Wow, I never put that together. Man, they love God. Imagine if they all put this amount of love in. DC could use a little bit of that too. But
yeah, unfortunately, they're still dealing with the rape scandal right now of Wonder Woman.
oh, yeah, that was weird.
Oh, I do want to mention real quick.
Hmm.
Have you seen the newest Riftod that Justin and I put out today, yesterday?
Shoot, I don't think I did. What was it about?
Oh, the Superman musical that aired in the 70s.
I got the notification. Yes, I was curious about that. Did you get somebody to draw that for you, the thumbnail? Or
No, that was all Justin.
damn, good for him. That was really good. That was a good thumbnail.
Yeah, he's responsible for making the thumbnails now. He is also responsible for lining up all the audio and the visual. And then all the keyframe edits and crazy edits you see are me.
Okay, my heart goes out to both of you because it takes a lot of time. I understand.
Oh, no worries. But the thing I want to point out is that there's also little sexual activity in the Superman musical.
What?
Yes.
You like try to like? I don't want to say it, but just reveal it to me.
So there's a girl and she's like trying to have sex with Clark Kent
In the musical.
Yes, and like this girl, as she's singing, she pulls it by the ties, like, don't back away. And she starts like she puts her hands over his nipples and she literally forces him to like have his hands near her her special spot. The 70s were a wild time, and Justin commented like, guys, we're witnessing a rape scene, and then I immediately figured out like, wait, I can use this to advantage, and then I cut to fun fact.
Say it like that.
Yeah, fun fact, did you know that not only was rape okay according to DC in the 70s, but it was also okay in the 80s with Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh. See, okay. See, I have mixed feelings about the 1984 one, because Trevor does consent, you know.
Yeah, but the soul does, but not the body of the man that he.
Yeah, that movie's weird.
It's bad. I fucking hate it.
It's not. Man, yeah, but the what was it? Well, to be fair though, well, this is okay. So when I say to be fair though, a lot of times the problem is that I'm almost lowering my standards for like all things, if that makes sense. So like it wasn't DC was not unique in that regard back in the day. That was, I mean, you can look at a lot of stuff from back then, and yeah, I do not condone that. That is fucking terrible.
No one should.
What?
Yeah, no one should.
Yes, yeah. So I'm grateful that they have since changed. It's kind of interesting to me that they have lasted as long as they have. The comic industry in general, considering they are older than fucking Lord of the Rings, and they have not had they've had controversies, but they've gotten past them, and that's very fascinating to me. So and they've changed for the most part, and I really very much appreciate that. Although recent comics have not really impressed me, especially in writing quality.
You're talking about the newest Starfire thing too, that recent dumpster fire.
I was talking with a friend about that. Fucking Christ. Jesus. How does this stuff happen? That was literally fan fiction. That was literally a fan fiction, and I am.
Yeah, we should probably give context here real quick. But so guys, there's a recent comic that came out, and it was like, what would happen if Starfire had a daughter? And before you guys say interesting, okay, well, this is what we got. And I forget the bio, but it's like she's supposed to be as diverse as possible to hit the check marks without hitting the check mark of actual writing quality.
Yeah.
Having this on screen.
Yeah, And if that didn't look like a self-insert enough, look up the writer. Not that.
Want to.
That guy's
I'd rather look up the Dawn.
I love his smile. Why does he looks like HBI 2K a little bit?
Oh,
Doesn't he?
that's a disservice to the Dawn.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Let me see if I can find the writer. You look it up on your end, but let's see. I am not.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was busy staring into the Dawn's eyes.
I don't blame you. Let's see. Oh my fucking god. Writer. Holy shit. Oh my god. Let's see. Oh my fucking god. This is embarrassing. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you what the writer looks like.
Okay. Is it for messages?
Yes. Give me a sec.
All right, 1.
Yeah. So if you didn't think this was a self-insert enough,
Oh no! Don't tell me that the writer looks like the character, because that's egotistical. I'm gonna keep this up for reference. I just saw my phone being up, which means you.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, you see,
it's a fucking fan fiction, dude, and it got published.
Yeah, this woman honestly believed herself to be the daughter. Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Meaning she is a fan. Like, she is a fan, but she is criticizing the character. But she's a fan. Yeah, that's the writer. That is, what is her name? Mariko Tamaki. I'm horribly mispronouncing that, but yeah. Yeah.
I want the dog back on screen.
Yeah, God. So, yeah, that's interesting. So, like I mentioned earlier, that I've been not exactly impressed with recent comics. Have you ever heard of the writer Brian Michael Bendis?
I feel like I'd have. I feel like that is a name I've heard before.
Yeah. So he is most famous for writing Ultimate Spider-Man and then inventing.
Say no more. I remember him now.
Yeah. So he's kind of a hit and miss writer, but for the past 4 years he has been exclusively miss. And he has kind of fucking ruined a lot of characters, like, irreversibly. Not in terms of personality, but like in terms of like Superman's son, Jonathan Kent, was this 11-year-old boy, and he was like one of the most refreshing characters in like comics. And because he's a kid, and it's cool to see a kid's perspective. And he was like best friends with Damian Wayne and stuff. And it was like universally praised as the best run of Superman for like 20 years. What Brian Michael Bendis did when he took on the title is he shot Lois Lane and Jonathan Kent off into space because he wanted to focus on Superman and had made a bunch of bland Superman stories. Stuck Jonathan Kent in the crime syndicate dimension, had him be tortured by Ultraman for like 7 years, and then come back as a teenager. So
I was honestly about to just make a joke, and it's just like, oh, he made it gay. It's like, little tongue-in-cheek jabber, but my God.
Yeah. It was incredibly mean-spirited. Like, and then I picked up. Do you know the Legion of Superheroes?
Yes.
Okay, so the show is very, very good, right? Like the cartoon show. So I was like, okay, I haven't checked out Legion of Superheroes in a while. Let me pick up the new book. I bought this right before I went back this semester, and I pick up the book, and I'm like, oh, this looks cool. The art looks nice. Look down. Whose name do I see?
He turned them all into goth chicks.
Well, it's a lot worse, I'm afraid.
He turned them all into furries.
So he has Jonathan Kent go into the future, and I'm like, okay, well, I hate what he did with Jonathan Kent, but maybe he can do something interesting here. Oh boy, the writing is terrible. I wish I had it with me to give you illustration. Let me see if I can find some pictures. But Legion of Superheroes. But the writing is horribly paced. He tries to do the Tarantino thing where he like keeps switching time periods, you know?
Oh no.
To do that. Like this is supposed to be a jumping off point for new fans. And I was confused. And not only that, he did he changed a lot of the ethnicities of some characters, which generally I don't have a problem with. But something a friend of mine pointed out is that a lot of ginger characters are getting turned into black characters lately. And what characters got changed into black people in this comic? The only gingers. But it's Lightning Lad and his sister, and they don't have their older brother, but they get changed, and they're still gingers, and I'm like, okay, that's a little strange, but okay. But yeah, they do that. Lightning Lad is this traditionally like really hot-headed character, right? Like his origin is that he got his powers. Him and his siblings got their powers because they crash landed on the planet. They got attacked by a lightning beast. A little silly, I know, but he defends his sister, and all of them get powers. It's silly, but it still shows a lot of personality. Okay. Here's their new origin. They're activists. And they're just born with powers, and Lightning Lad just goes along with whatever his sister says.
Yay!
Yeah. And and a character, Timberwolf, who I'm pretty sure, well, he was played by, I believe, a black actor for Legion of Superheroes. And if they actually wanted to make a character black, I think he would have been a great choice. Nope, he's white. Just white. Also his Wolverine-esque personality is removed. He's just a happy-go-lucky guy. Fuck me for being invested, right? I've never wanted to return a comic book, but I really wanted to return that one.
Wow, that's oof.
Yeah, and not just because of the mandates, not because of the editorial mandates, but because the writing, like they don't talk like humans. It's like Google Translate text. It's strange.
What did
you just say?
I was being Google Translate.
But yeah, so I haven't exactly been impressed with comic books lately. So I've been mostly going back to older ones. If y'all want to check out something good, check out what is it? The Robin run from 1993. That's a really, really good one. And it has my boy in it. It has my boy Tim Drake. So I'm not biased or anything. So
no, definitely not.
Yeah, but yeah. So when earlier you mentioned that this might go to a season 2. One thing I'm worried about if it does is that it will turn into a traditional action show.
No, please don't.
Yeah, because I mean, like you said, they can only go to so many time periods. Excuse me.
Unless they do animated format, then I would be completely on board.
Oh my god, that'd be so like Hanna-Barbera style. That'd be so good. Oh
Wait a sec. Could you imagine if the season finale, the art style was in the same format as Spectacular Spider-Man, and that's how we bring that show back.
Dude.
I want a boy back. I want my Spider-Man back.
Don't give me hope. They're like, oh, we brought back Young Justice. Are you happy? Fuck no, I'm not happy. That show sucked.
Oh, you did not like season 3.
I actually didn't watch all of it. I liked what I saw, but the problem I have with Young Justice is that it has the same problem that Titans does, in that it keeps adding more and more characters instead of focusing on their main characters. And then when they focus on their main characters, they're just going through the exact same arc that they did in season 1.
Oh, you and I need to watch season 3 because
Is that it?
dude, we should honestly commentate that because I want to get like your reaction, and I think it would be fun because it is a very hit or miss season, and
Man, just the absolute disrespect. Because with season 1, you know how Dick Grayson is the Robin of the show, right? So
yeah, the only Robin that mattered. Fuck you, Tim Drake. You were turned into Joker and Batman Beyond. Fuck
no,
you.
okay. That's also the Tim Drake of Batman the Animated Series is not technically Tim Drake. He's Tim Drake in name only. So, which is really weird. But
he deserves to be Tim Drake, though. Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. I would have been okay if they called him Jason, but you know.
No. Having him be called Tim Drake, the worst Robin of all, is perfectly fine. You know.
Wait, who said that?
Yeah, just me. Tim Drake's the worst Robin. Why can't he be like Damian Bovine? He's so cool and edgy.
Don't hurt me.
I won't. Not anymore. Don't worry.
See, I don't actually dislike Damian, but DC has this fun little habit of not letting him develop. He like, oh god, and so like he had this whole comic run called The Year of Blood where he like redeems himself from all his past mistakes, and then he comes back and starts to lead the Teen Titans, and then he's like, but apparently we can't kill people because my dad says so. I'm like, Damian, you were over this. You were over this like for 5 years. What the hell?
Oh man, it also reminds me of like how hard. Oh my god, this would sound terrible, but how hard they ride that Damian dick in the animated universe in their animated movies.
Yeah, I
loved the fact that somehow, some way, in their endgame masterpiece, Apocalypse War, they found a way to keep Robin alive. Somehow, some way, but 3 feet away, fucking Shiva's annihilated by a random bullet.
Yeah. Oh my god.
A security guard was the one responsible for killing one of the most decorated assassins, one of the greatest, if not the greatest fighter in the entire universe, and she's taken out by fucking Paul Blart.
Right, dude. Okay, like this is not up for debate among DC fans. Shiva is the most skilled fighter in the DC universe. Like there is no debate. Everybody agrees. The only potential rival to her is her own daughter, and that's Cassandra Cain. So yeah, and that makes sense. She was literally bred to be like the perfect assassin. So
before we go back to WandaVision to wrap things up, can I ask you real quick? Can we please watch that movie together? Just Apocalypse War and just destroy it.
Dude, oh my god. So do you know Comics Explained? The YouTube channel Comics Explained?
Yes. I know them, but I do not watch him.
Okay. He makes really good videos. I definitely do not agree with most of not everything he says. For example, he says that the Jane Foster run of Thor is the best run ever, and that all the old Thor fans are butthurt. And then And then I'm not joking. Like and then he's like, "You're just butthurt because Thor doesn't have the hammer." And then I'm not. I need to get these clips out. I need to get these clips. But then when he's reviewing the next Thor run, which he is a fan of, but he's like, "I'm still pissed that that Jane isn't Thor anymore." And I'm like, "Fuck you, man."
that run was it. I think someone was trying to be diverse there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh boy.
You don't like Rey Skywalker? God, you hate women. God, you don't like Batwoman? God, you hate women. You're just a pig of the top.
Yeah. See, I'm a total misogynist. I hope nobody finds that in the future and uses that against me. But yeah, I was actually behind Jane getting Mjolnir at first, but the way and why and how and oh god no after was not good. And what they did to her was irredeemable. So
maybe Taika Waititi will be able to do something fun with it for Thor 4. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, dude, I am prepared. I am prepared. I'm not joking when I say this. I am prepared to walk out of that theater. I am.
If they do what they did in the comics.
I'm scared because we just got it's been 8 years of this Jane bullshit and the absolute raping of Thor's character and his name. He wasn't even allowed to keep his fucking name. And and I was like, oh, thank God we're out of that. Announces Natalie Portman is coming back to be Lady Thor, and I'm like,
To that though, I say that this is the MCU version, as in they at least care somewhat about their characters.
Yeah, a little bit. The one
WandaVision, they didn't really have much going on, but hey, this show was able to take care of any grievances.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Yeah, I think one of the reasons WandaVision works so well is because they really expanded on relatively flat characters before, and they expanded in the best possible ways. But yeah, with Thor: Love and Thunder, it's a little bit more fleshed out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the fact that Tessa Thompson is so adamant about being yeah, I'm king of Asgard is. Again, this is somebody that really liked her at first, and then she supported cuties, and I realized, oh, you're that kind of person.
Oh God, she did.
Yes. She said it was emotional, and yeah, I don't remember the exact phrasing, but yeah, she's like, this is actually a very good movie, and yeah, it says something about her. Not to mention her many racist and sexist comments, very similar to Brie Larson in a lot of ways. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But who knows? People change. Maybe she did. Maybe heck, maybe even Brie Larson will. I haven't heard much bad from her for a while. So,
is that like a personal attack or something?
Sorry?
Is that like a personal attack or something?
Still such a good meme. Still so good. Oh boy. Yeah. Dude, I would be down for this show going full animated at some point. That'd be so sick.
If each episode was just reminiscent of an animated style, through Marvel's history. Maybe one with the superhero show where it's Chippy, whatever. Again, Spectacular Spider-Man. Maybe they'll even do Earth's Mightiest Heroes or the 90s Spider-Man. That would be really cool to see.
Yeah. If I could just get Earth's Mightiest Heroes back, I might forgive the MCU entirely. It's the MCU's fault.
Are you kidding me? How dare you? Earth's Mightiest Heroes, that garbage show needed to be sacrificed so that we would have the much more superior Avengers Assemble. That masterpiece of television.
As well, I personally like to call it Tony with a small supporting role for the Avengers. That's what that show is. It's but I'd be very curious. The animated intro from this show is probably the best animated thing Marvel has produced for the past 8 years, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, you know what? It was a good intro, and hopefully, anything is possible after that reveal. Anything is possible after.
Yeah, it's either like a broken subconscious trying to get Pietro, or use the memory for brother, or B, it is some multiverse shit, or C, Aaron Taylor or whatever his name is, Aaron Davis, I believe. They just couldn't get him back, so they got the next best Quicksilver to play him.
like the next episode, he's the normal Quicksilver. Oh, that'll be funny. I'm excited to see anything that they'll do. One other thing is the supporting cast in Wanda's world is very, very good. I like the actors that they've gotten. Is Herb is one, I think?
I think so. I really liked, and this is again with episode 5, Norm. The guy who played Norm is fucking fantastic because he comes from he reads his email and it's like, you're the office funny man, and then Vision touches him and he goes like, what's going on here? I haven't seen my family. Oh, hey, Vision, what's up? Like, it's seamless.
That was scary. That was incredible. Do you know if that guy's in anything else? Is he in anything you've seen?
Let me check. WandaVision.
Like, all of them look so
Oh, wait, what was that?
all of the supporting cast looks super familiar. I'm wondering if they've been on sitcoms, like other sitcoms. Like the old lady from the first episode was. So and I think
Agnes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Agnes was actually she's played by Jackie Hahn, and she actually was in a Marvel movie before. She was Doc Ock in Spider-Verse.
Oh, holy shit, really?
Yeah, it's her. It's that actress.
Wow, dang. She's got range. She's a very good comedy actress too. I like her a lot. I've seen her in something else though.
Oh my god.
What?
So,
tell me.
So Norm is played by the actor whose name I'm probably going to get wrong here. Asif Ali the Fourth. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Really? Okay. And
fuck.
let's see, Catherine Hahn. Wait, so who was he in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
He was only one episode, so you probably one note. But if he was like an agent, then holy shit.
Yeah. Bit of a step up, I would say.
Catherine Hahn doing anything Marvel related, unless she's Doc Ock again in this show. That would be hilarious.
Which, man, that was going to Spider-Verse. That was a very good twist. I did not catch that at all. At first, that she was going to be Doc Ock, and when it was revealed, I was like, "Holy fuck!" What was? The bit where where Wanda, I think, is either giving birth or something, and all the power goes out, and the guy's wife comes in, honey, do these earrings make me look fat? Oh, thank God. Comedy is just so good. Like, it doesn't even have to be super duper like clever, but like that's just the delivery is very, very solid. And I like when the helicopter crashed in her bushes for a sec. I said out loud while I was watching it, I was like, ah, shit, somebody forgot to color correct. And then somebody in a later episode said that. They're like, what? It's not color corrected? And I was like, oh, fuck!
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. But, is there anything else that you wanted to... Oh, the dog. Did we talk a bit about the dog or no?
Oh, well, we started off with the dog, so maybe we should close it off with the dog. This is, again, another complaint that I have. So in episode 5,
Yeah.
they bring in a dog, and it's like, okay. And then they kill the dog, and I'm like, you fucking Marley and me pieces of shit. Every time there's a dog shown in like a situation like this, it's so that it can die. Fuck you.
Yeah. Hell, you look at something like JoJo. Like I'm not joking. I stopped watching JoJo at part 4 because all of a sudden the poor kid runs over a fucking cat in a bag. And I'm like, who's the writer?
Don't worry, the cat comes back.
Still, like, it's just so like mean-spirited. It just, I don't know. I don't think I can stomach like when a writer just does that. It just makes me feel like a little. But yeah,
it's like if there's ever like I could tell immediately, fucking immediately.
Right?
That's not something a show should make me feel. But as soon as I saw that dog, and it's like they're gonna keep it. Wait, knowing the show, it's going to die in this episode. Yeah. I'm calling it now. And then it does. And who coincidentally picks it up? It's Agnes, which means one thing. Either that dog wasn't real, or Wanda took a dead dog and reanimated it so it could die again.
Oh my God.
I don't like when shows try to emotionally manipulate me through dogs. Yeah. Because they were trying to play for like sadness sake. Because again, it's a dog.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I don't like seeing animals suffer. That's not me.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just like I see this, and then I think of all the times where I got played. There's a movie, Marley and Me. There's a dog that's he's just set up to die. There's
My dog. Have you seen My Dog Skip?
No, but I don't want to because I know where you're going.
That one's rough because it's a kid and he's growing up with his dog, and then his dog defends him and dies defending him. It's the fucking worst. I fucking cried for like a week.
There's another movie where it's like okay, tell me if this sounds familiar. There's a kid with a deformed face and he wears like an astronaut's helmet to help find himself. Wonder, yes. Yeah. Yes. In that movie, they also get a dog.
Oh,
they get a dog. And I'm thinking in the theater, wait, they've been really pulling at my heartstrings for a while.
Yes,
There's a dog. Fuck you. I know where this is going. And the dog, of course, fucking dies. I'm like, yep, there it is. Fuck you. Fucking piece of tism.
Like, it's such a trope at this point, but it still gets you because it does feel mean-spirited because they know the tropes. Everybody
I don't know if it does. It doesn't get to me anymore. I don't feel sad when I caps locked you. As soon as I saw that dead dog and I caps locked you, god damn it, I knew it. Fuck you, show.
Yeah,
that wasn't out of sadness. That was out of anger because I can't go through one show without seeing a dog and think it's going to die. Yep. Oh, it's dead. I've emotionally tuned myself out seeing dogs now on television.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about this show is that at least they don't show it happen and they don't like show the dead body, like that's a little better because I didn't cry because I knew that was going to happen too. But I was still like, because I understood why they did it because it wasn't necessarily to pull out your heartstrings because of the dog. It was meant for the boys.
Yeah, but still, it's the dog.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what. I'm trying to think of what else they could have done.
Easy. I know exactly what they could have done. They could have just showed either maybe a bird, maybe something symbolizing like Wanda's past, like maybe. It might be a bit heavy-handed, but there's like this. They have like a robot action figure to kind of resemble Vision a little, or maybe a superhero. Like there's a Quicksilver action figure, and it's just broken into pieces. It was Toy Story by Sid, and there's just nothing remaining. They're really sad about their toy being gone, or maybe a stuffed animal.
That is true. That I think that would have actually been and like you said, the Quicksilver one that would have tied into her past, instead of going the tropey route, or heck, even having like one of the boys break their arm.
That'd be good. That would be fine.
Because that's even more of a like, I'm sorry, I gotta let this happen. Like pain happens, pain hurts.
Even though I'm a giant hypocrite for saying I can't bring back the dead, ha 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 ha. And that's not fault of the show. That's just her subconscious starting to fall apart.
Yeah, it's subconscious of being like, is like you're kind of self-contradicting right now, right?
No, but this is my world. This is your only warning. Kal-El, no.
I own this planet. You know what? Fuck this planet. Oh yeah, it was weird when Wanda came out of the world, and she had her normal accent, and I was like, oh fuck, that's right, she had a weird ass accent.
She brought it back.
Yay! She has her she has her Harley Quinn tism where she can't decide which accent she wants.
Wait, are we talking Tara Strong?
No, I'm talking Margot Robbie.
Okay.
Who's like, I'm Boston, but also not really. But I'm also like English. I'm
I feel like Margot Robbie saw clips of Tara Strong's Harley Quinn and tried to copy that, which is not a good start because Tara Strong is a god awful Harley Quinn.
Really, you think so?
Oh, I despise her performance in that.
Really?
It's so bad.
Okay.
You go from, I don't know how you go from, and I forget her name, the original actress for her.
Yeah.
She sounds human, and it's like, Mr. J.
Yeah. Like,
Hello, I'm gonna squeak and screech and all.
Yeah, I don't think
she can't act when she's Harley Quinn. In the bit that I use, much like with Gal Gadot, Kal-El, no. Whenever I have to do it, I always go with the theme where in Arkham City, Batman walks towards Harley Quinn, and Harley Quinn's like, "What's the matter with you? You're supposed to be dead."
I forgot about that. Are you talking about the DLC? Is that the DLC?
No, that's in the main story campaign.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, that DLC sucked. By the way, and you get to play as Tim Drake, and it still sucks.
Find him, idiot!
Yeah, I
can't.
Oh man.
Again, she can't act as like I do not doubt her as a voice actress. But whoever knows her for Harley Quinn, shame on you. I sent you 1,000 Japanese curses, 1,000 talismans of doom upon you.
Well, it's the worst part is there's a streamer / animator that I followed named Mike Panutz, and he was playing the Shrek game, the Shrek 2 video game, and he runs into Red Riding Hood, and she's voiced by Tara Strong. He's like, oh, thank God we have the female character voiced by Tara Strong. Can't get through fucking anything without it being like Tara Strong or Grey Delisle. Like he's like, man, being a voice actress must suck because there's only 2 of them.
Oh wow.
It's fucking true. Like they can't help themselves. They're like, oh, there's only 2. There's only Tara Strong and Grey Delisle. And you watch the new version of DC Superhero Girls, which is well animated but terrible story. And there's an episode where they go to a convention where Robin is portrayed as this disgusting little gremlin that is getting all the attention, but Batgirl and Harley Quinn are just being treated as nobodies. That sounds like reality to me, doesn't it to you? Because who voices both those female characters?
Tara Strong.
Yes. So Tara Strong is literally talking to herself.
I like my favorite bit of characters talking to themselves is in Justice League Action, where they actually animated a bit where Mark Hamill is kidnapped by the Joker and the Trickster.
Yes, Dude, that show is so good. It's so good. It
Yeah,
just
so in the car, Mark Hamill uses his voice to trick the Joker into driving off the fucking road.
yeah. And then they get the two criminals, both voiced by Mark Hamill, get caught by Swamp Thing, also voiced by Mark Hamill.
Because those are all roles that he used to play, the Joker and the Trickster in like the Flash and Batman, and then there's Swamp Thing. It's like, what you guys forget is that Mark Hamill is also an experienced voice actor. It's like, that makes sense.
Yeah, which, oh my God, what a great, dude, do you know why that show was canceled?
Was it for that other show you mentioned?
The show that should not be named? Well, kind of.
Oh, fucking hell.
But not really. So instead of actually, because of that, what they did is they like tricked everybody into thinking that's why it was. The reason it was canceled is because Cartoon Network only aired it at 7 a.m.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
I also thought it was because they realized that James Woods was kind of a creep.
I mean, it's James fucking Woods. Like, that's your own fault. Also, like, they don't get to play the, oh, that guy is a creep, but we're totally fine, Mr. We self-insert Powerpuff Girl boyfriend character. Like, you heard about that, right? Yeah. Or the fucking, like, or the in TTG, the, you know what I'm talking about.
Can we just watch the Broly movie again to remind ourselves what good writing was?
Oh God, it's so good. How did, like, that is a miracle. How they took Broly and made him an awesome character. That's so
and
good.
how that movie is an anime movie that's actually written well. It's amazing.
A Dragon Ball movie, mind you.
Yeah, Battle of Gods, World's Strongest, and Broly remain at and Dead Zone 2. But they are some like these movies that are somehow proven to be well-written movies and not just cash cows. Isn't that right, One Piece? You fucking tismic series of movies, except for a couple of you.
Wait, which movies?
In terms of One Piece, Film Z, and I believe the sixth movie is praised by Watkins to such a high degree that I believe him, but I want to check it out on my own terms.
Is that Gold or?
Oh no, Gold is trash. But
okay.
But Film Z has like the it's like you could say it was like the original Broly movie where it's like the movie focuses on the villain story. Okay. And my God, the guy's name is Z or Zed, depending on how you want to interpret his name. But it's like he is a fucking awesome character. That movie's great. And then Gold came out, and it of course adhered to every single casino, every thieving movie in existence. Where it's like, you thought you had us, but twist is on you.
I really.
And the main villain is the dyed version of another very popular villain, and oh God, that's bad. I watched it like a year ago, and it's just like I'm not having fun with this one.
It's not even fun. It's not even fun bad.
It's not even fun bad because it's like it pulls out. It's literally like a die in a bridge version of the anime arc that they just did, and it's not well executed.
Man, that is
the animation's still pretty good, but that's the same thing as saying at least the graphics were good on this game.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like it's like being like, well, Final Fantasy 13 was garbage, but at least it was pretty. It's kind of like that.
Final Fantasy 7 remake story may have been complete dog shit, but hey, at least it looked nice.
Wait, did you say 7?
At least the remake story was absolute trash according to my roommate, but hey, at least it looked nice.
I was curious about that because I really want to get invested in Final Fantasy 7 because it's really not like anything else I've seen. Like that diesel punk world is very unique, especially for when it came out.
Oh yeah, it's fun. It's a fun game. It's like it's no longer an RPG. It's like an action RPG.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, and I love because because I've seen a couple of clips, and I love the characterization of Aerith so much. It makes me respect her character a heck of a lot more than I used to.
I love her voice actress because she actually played the game on
Really?
I think it was her Twitch, but I've seen
Really?
compilations on YouTube, and she gets really emotional seeing her character like during certain scenes. Like, oh, that's cute, that's cool.
That is really sweet. So
Yeah.
the remake is only like what? Like it's only the part that takes place in Midgar, right?
Yes, disc 1 of
Okay.
the original.
Jesus
But
Christ.
the story goes off the rails because it's not a remake per se. It's let's just say that it's aware of the story it told last time, and it tries to divert itself.
That's so like don't call it a remake then. Let's see.
It's still technically a remake because you end up at the same. You go through the same events as disc 1, but there's so many things added on. You're just like, wait, hold on, stop.
That is a shame. I heard that like they just started inserting Sephiroth everywhere because they're like, we want him to be involved, but he doesn't show up until later.
There is a reason for that, actually, but I'm not going to go into delve too much in there. It'd take like another hour to explain.
Yeah, well, maybe it's Final Fantasies. So, but I've got to bounce here real quick. Although I did send you one last video for us to watch before we.
Fairly well. Let me pull it up here. Is it something I'm going to get copyrighted again for?
No. This is a fan animation, so you should be good.
This is gonna be This is pretty, fitting for a final thing for us. WandaVision. It's a very baffling show, and we're ending it on something called Aerith Won't Shut Up. Oh well, at least it's new ground. So
goes to where Mario is let out right after he gets out of the.
What the fuck?
It spawns you in jail.
Yeah, sure,
and,
totally.
You have to get to the blue coins next. You're right there. And
that's
actually,
awesome.
You'd
That's
think
real.
that you'd just go.
This is fitting, by the way. This is fitting of the game.
Am I annoying you? I have trouble with these kind of social interactions. And I say the wrong thing, or
Oh my god, what have I done? Tifa Barrett, I feel like a grade A jerk.
She just won't shut
the
the
fuck?
fuck up about Mario Sunshine speedrunning.
What should I do about this?
Shove it up your butt.
Hey Cloud, have you heard the joke about how
Why
big
is
my
he a
tits are?
man?
I'm sorry, Eric. That wasn't cool of me. I shouldn't have blown up at you.
so I can still hang out with you.
Of course you can.
So, anyways, after that, there are actually a lot of blue coins you can spread.
I was hoping that there was just like a sword that went through her from Sephiroth at the very end there. Oh, there's more. Shit.
Yeah, funny you should mention that.
Can't wait to get home and make my entry for the Newgrounds Persona collab. It would be a really funny idea if in
It's like a
Persona
shape
3,
cake.
they were putting their guns to their heads to summon their personas, but instead of summoning the personas, they just shot themselves in the brain and killed themselves. That would be
I love that. Well,
This was fun. A lot of fun today. Sure, we went fucking off the rails. We went everywhere during this, but I don't care.
we have a bad habit of doing that, but
I don't fuck care. It's fun. We get to just talk like human beings. Yeah, to everyone. There will be a link to Bovine's channel on. Link will be in the description. Check him out. He's a really good Iron Man video. You should check out. You should give him a chance. And if you don't, you're gonna smell like a coffee pot. You fucking fools.
You're gonna smell like a bad man. You know what I'm saying?
Bovine, what can people expect from you at this time? Along the way.
Oh fuck. So I'm working on my Green Lantern the Animated Series video. That's probably not gonna be done for a long time because I'm working on my thesis film for animation for school. So that is what you can expect. Is hopefully like around 3-minute animated film. So I'm excited for it. It's really, really good. I'm excited to share it with you guys too. So
yes. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us as we hated women for 2 hours by the sound of it. I hope you enjoyed the commentary of us just going off the walls everywhere. But hey, that's pretty WandaVision. That's pretty visionary of us. But yes, hope you can. Should we do this again when the season ends and just see how it ends up?
Yes, we 100% should. That'll be fun.
We should probably get Hawkins involved too, see how he likes it.
Yeah, and Ulti has been watching it too, so I'd be down for that as well.
Yes,
So-
versus CBR. Let's do a CBR video on them covering WandaVision. It'll be fucking fantastic. As in, I want to kill myself afterwards.
Yeah, we won't be screaming our heads off. So,
But
Well,
dude, Bovine, thank you so much for coming on, dude. You are amazing as always.
thank you, man. You too. So,
And I'm sorry to interrupt you. What were you saying?
oh, I just got to bounce now, so I will catch you later. Okay.
Farewell, brother. Bye. Oh God, now it's just me. But yeah, everyone, link to Bovine's channel in the description, and I will see you all next time. The end.